best-selling book, 12 Rules for Life, and he joins us tonight. Professor Peterson, really simply, what happens to boys when you tell them that masculinity is toxic?
Well, I think you have to be a fool to tell them that to begin with. I mean, the first question is, why are we talking about toxic masculinity exactly? The crime rates in the United States and in North America more broadly have fallen by 50% in the last 25 years. That includes pretty much every category of violent crime. And so the term itself is terribly defined. I think it's appalling that faculties of education are pushing this sort of nonsense. And I think that if your kids are exposed to that kind of idiot social justice pseudo-education, that you should pull them out of the schools. So everything about the idea is ridiculous.
And pull them out because it does damage to them?
Well, because they're not being educated, they're being propagandized. There's also no evidence that we construct our identities as masculine and feminine by being expressly taught them by teachers. You know, that almost all that's learned by example to the degree that it's learned, and a tremendous amount of it is consequence of biological inclination. So the notion that you can fight something as ill-defined with toxic masculinity with badly designed educational programs and accomplish the end that you desire it's absolutely hopeless. That will never happen. All it'll do is further mess up an education system that's messed up badly already.
I don't want to call you out on live TV, but what you're suggesting is that the genders are biologically fixed, and we know that's not true because
no, they're not. They're not.
Facebook tells us
fixed.
It's not true.
Well, they're not biologically fixed. You know, I mean, people are quite plastic, and we learn things all the time. We can modify our behavior, but there are masculine and feminine proclivities. But it isn't even the issue of gender identity that's the issue here. It's the issue of whatever in the world toxic masculinity is supposed to be, and you can't even define it. I mean, if people are concerned about aggression and violence, well, as I said already, the rates of violent crime in the U.S. have fallen by 50% in the last 25 years. We're doing unbelievably well on that front. The streets are safer than they have been ever. That's a historical fact, and they're getting safer all the time. So where's the crisis? And why in the world would we turn the education of our children over to idiot ideologues? I mean, even the academics are waking up to this. There was an article in the Chronicle of Higher Education just 2 weeks ago excoriating the faculties of education for their appalling standards and their absolute ideological possession. And this idea that we should address toxic masculinity from K to 12 is just an extension of that.
Well, we put up with it because we're passive and weak, and I wish we weren't. Thank you for reminding us of that. Professor, thank you.
You bet. Very good talking with you.
We will make America great again.